At Kurukshetra, after Vishwarupa Darshan, Arjuna asked Krishna that Adrishtapurvam rishitosmi drishtava bhayena cha pravyartitam mano me tad eva me darshaya devarupam prasida devesha jagannivasa kiritinam gadhinam chakrahastam ichhavitvam drashtum aham tathaiva tenaiva rupena chaturbhujena sahasrabahu bhava vishwamurte. Arjuna says to Krishna that, O Lord, I have seen your great form now that I have never seen before, and I have felt joy, but yet my mind trembles with fear. O God of gods, please have mercy on me and show me your pleasing form. O Krishna, though you are the embodiment of all the creation, then also I wish to see you in Chaturbhuja Vishnu form with Gada and Chakra on hand and crown on your head. In the above shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, we see Arjuna, though seeing the Vishwarup of Krishna, was afraid and asked Krishna to come into the normal form, the form of Chaturbhuja Vishnu, in which he will be accessible, and obviously in the form that we are used to see him. Lord is always Poorna, but as we are a Poorna, the merciful Lord always comes to us in accessible forms. Sometimes so much accessible that the poet sings, Akantesya kanthe katham pushpamala bina nasikayam katham dhupa gandha akarnesya karne katham gita nritya apadesya pade katham me pranamam. Which means, O Lord, you don't have neck, but how do you wear my garland? You don't have nose, but how do you smell the incense sticks? You don't have ears, my Lord, but the Geet Govindam and the dance of Devdasis reaches to your ear. And lastly, you don't have legs, my Lord, but how you grant everyone's Dandavat Pranam? Now just imagine, the Vishwarupa by whom Arjuna was afraid has come to such an accessible form where he doesn't even have nose, neck, hands and legs also. To pronounce the pratyay Om, we continue from A to U and U to Thus, it creates Om. But the letters A, U, separately makes zero sense, but coming together forms the complete creation. Same like that our Lord, though having no arm, leg, proper body, but his eye is melting in nose, nose melting in his mouth, mouth in his face and face in his belly, and lastly his belly melting in his legs has created such a completeness that he is more complete than the completed one. You might have guessed whom I am talking about. Yes, he is none other than our Jagannatha, the Lord of the universe. And today, on the occasion of Rath Yatra, we cherish the pastimes of our Lord from Dwarkadhish to Nil Madhav and seeing the glories of him. Hello friends, I am Utsho and you are watching Poorna Bramha only on the YouTube channel Utsho the Source, where not only you see artworks but also know the stories behind. This is the story of Dwapar Yuga. Though the Patranis of Dwarka were die-heartedly doing the Seva Karya of Sri Krishna, then also Krishna used to behave weird at night. He used to feel uncomfortable and uttered someone's name daily. Feeling the situation going out of hand, Rukmini one night peeps into Krishna's room. But that night, Krishna wasn't only desperate, but also crying, calling someone. When Rukmini came near him, he heard the name Radha. She felt offended that no queen of Dwarka was less beautiful and talented. Then also, who is this Radha Krishna was chanting about? Next day, when Rukmini shared the incident with other 7 Patranis, they also got tensed due to the regular abnormal behavior of Dwarkadhish. They discussed that the Radha he was chanting about must be someone from Vrindavan, with whom he had memories. But it was not possible to know about Radha in Dwarka, because no one was from Vrindavan in Dwarka, except Krishna and Balram. But this secret mission could not be investigated openly, so there was no way to ask Balram and Krishna about Radha. But there was someone who knew Radha, Mata Rohini, the only witness of Vrindavan, the mother of Balram. So all the Patranis requested Rohini Maya to say about Radha. But she refused, because she has promised Krishna not to tell anything about Radha in Dwarka. But the queens were not agreed to give up. They took Rohini Maya into a separate room and sat in front of her, requesting to listen about Radha. Rohini Maya explained that it is impossible to talk about Radha in absence of Krishna. If Krishna would hear, he would come there and get offended by Rohini Maya. Rukmini closed the door and requested Subhadra to invigilate outside and make sure that Krishna shouldn't come inside. Though Krishna violate other Dwarpalas, but he would obviously listen to his sister Subhadra. Doors were closed, even the windows. Subhadra on the door, Krishna and Balram in Dwarka's court. Rohini Maya started telling the legend of Krishna Vallabha, Madana Mohana Mohini, Krishna Kanta, Sri Krishna Priya, Srimati Sri Radhika Rani's stories, the Alhadini Shakti of the Supreme Godhead. This was the glories of the name Radhika that brought tears those nights on Krishna's eyes. Here Radha Katha didn't start it properly. There Krishna got aware that Radha Nam Sankirtan is going somewhere nearby. Leaving all the court works behind, Krishna runs towards the Raj Mahal. Balram, to stop Krishna, runs behind. Both when reached in front of Rohini Maya's room, Subhadra stopped them. It was her promise not to allow anyone inside. Krishna, not violating her, requested Subhadra to at least hear from outside what was going on inside. And Balram and Subhadra was as eager as Krishna to hear the secret talks that Rohini Maya was sharing to the 8 Patranis inside. So they 3 placed their ears on the door and heard the nectarian discussions that were going on. Till then, it was just a guess that Radha Katha was going on, but now it was confirmed. As soon as the name of Sri Radha entered the ear of Balram, Subhadra and Jagannath, the universe stopped. Everything came into a pause. Their eyes enlarged, eyelids disappeared, hands, legs and body melted. The ears through which the Radha Nam entered also melted. The weight of Radha Prem made the head so heavy that it came down to the melted body below. Rohini Maya and the 8 Patranis, opening the door, found the 3 cousins in that condition and understood the power of Radha Nam, the immense ability to melt the supreme entity, melt in love. And thus Krishna promised to reveal this form in Kali Yuga. Here Krishna had finished Mahabharata and was finding an excuse for his Antadhyan. Krishna is like the sun. If he sits at one place, he arises in another place. He is Nitya. He is God himself. He is constant. Dwapar Leela was over. Now it was the time of Kali Yuga Leela. Below the tree at Dwarka Kshetra, the lotus sign below Krishna's feet glowed brightly. Hunter Jora, thinking it earlobes of deer, shot a poisonous arrow, and it hit Krishna's feet. Krishna, making this incident an excuse, left for Goloka. But Karunasagar promised Jora that he would come to him in his next incarnation. Arjuna did the crematorial rites of Krishna. Sthula Sharira got into fire, but not the heart of Krishna. The heart transformed into Neelmani. Akashvani happened. O Arjuna, it's the time for my next Leela. Bind this Neelmani into the tree under which I sat and draw Shankha Chakra and immerse it into the sea. Arjuna did as the order, and Uttarkanda gets finished here. Time passed, Kali Yuga began, the pre-planned Leela begins. Vishnu appears in Neelachal, means the Blue Mountain, and resided there as Neel Madhav. Here Neel Madhav was worshipped by the primitive tribal caste known as Shabur Jati. A pilgrim traveling in this Shabur area came to know about this worship and informed it to the king of Avanti, Raja Indradumna, who was a devotee king of Vishnu. Indradumna set off with his army to find Neel Madhav as soon as he got the information. But is it possible to rescue Lord of the Universe with battalion and manpower? No. Indradumna, not finding Neel Madhav, returned Avanti. And then the first Akashvani happened that, O king, I am coming to you. Start making temple. Indradumna started making temple, but was clueless about which Vigraha to install in that temple. He thought to bring Neel Madhav, but he didn't get his dress. Meanwhile, the younger brother of priest of king's court, Vidyavati, was given the task to rescue Neel Madhav from the Shabur Jati. Vidyavati entered the residual area of the Shabur tribe as guest, where the daughter of the tribe's head fell in love with Vidyavati. Vidyavati, the handsome, talented man bound by the king's order, made a plan. He stayed in the tribe as guest for a few days, where he got the evidence of Neel Madhav. Bishaboshu, the head of the tribe, every day went to a special place with flowers and tulsi to worship his Ishtadeva, who is even unknown to the whole tribe. Vidyavati, getting confirmed, proceeded in his game. He proposed Lalita, Bishaboshu's daughter, and married her. On the night of the marriage, Vidyavati asked Lalita for a favor. When Lalita promised to do the favor, Vidyavati revealed that she had to somehow manage Vidyavati to get the darshan of Neel Madhav, whom her father is worshipping behind everyone's eyesight. Lalita fell in his father's feet due to the promise he had made to Vidyavati. Due to his daughter's request, Bishaboshu agreed to take Vidyavati to Neel Madhav, but in one condition. He has to reach Neel Madhav blindfolded. Vidyavati agreed. The tribal people blindfolded Vidyavati, and Bishaboshu held the hand of Vidyavati and took him to Neel Madhav. But here comes the next move of Vidyavati's game. Vidyavati took a handful of mustard seed and spread it all over the way to Neel Madhav. Whether out of eager or king's order or cleverness, don't know, but Vidyavati got the darshan of Neel Madhav, a casket from which infinite rays of blue light was reflecting. Just only having a glimpse of Bishaboshu returned with Vidyavati. Vidyavati, filled with joy, having darshan of Neel Madhav, ran to king and informed him. When Vidyavati returned to Nilachal with Indradumna, the path was full of mustard plants with bloom all over the way till Neel Madhav. But due to this betray, Neel Madhav left the place and Indradumna again got no darshan. Suddenly, the second Akashvani happened, that, O Indradumna, only Vidyavati has got my darshan, not you. But don't be in tears. Go to the seashore. There I will come as a log of wood, by which you will make the Vigraha for your temple. Don't be confused. I am the same Neel Madhav going to be appeared in new form. Hopeful Indradumna went to the seashore and found the Daru Brahma floating on the seashore. Seeing the Shankha Chakra drawn on the log, Indradumna identified it. But with all the force of the army of the king also, Brahmadaru couldn't be brought out of the sea. The third Akashvani took place and ordered Indradumna to call Vishavashu, by whom he got service all these days. Otherwise, Brahmadaru would not go to the temple anyhow. This symbolizes that how the Lord of the universe has equalized each and everybody in front of him. And it is the Neel Madhav, the Lord of the tribe himself, entering the civilization, and something very interesting is going to happen. Lord on whom Brahmin, kings, tribes and each and everyone has equal share is going to be installed in Sri Kshetra. The Daru Brahma came into Puri. Indradumna ordered the craftsmen to build Vigraha out of the log, but another problem arose. When the laborers went to carve the log, the nail slipped, the hammer broke, but the log was unable to be carved. Withstanding all these exams all these days, Indradumna was really depressed now. Will Lord not come into his form? Will his temple be without Vigraha? What the sin he has done that he is suffering so much? He began to think. When Indradumna was crying, suddenly Vishwakarma, disguised as an old man, appeared. He assured Indradumna that he would make the Vigraha out of the Brahmadaru, but at one condition. He will do the work in a closed room and no one should disturb him. Indradumna promised and the project began. Days passed but no response came by the old man. Queen Gundicha, out of curiosity, asked king to open the door. Many days getting no response, he was also curious. So Indradumna opened the door but didn't see the old man inside. All was there was the incomplete Vigrahas. Akashvani happened. Lord said to Indradumna not to be upset. The Vigraha is more complete than a Poorna Vigraha. It is the promise of Dwapar Yuga. He has come to this form and ordered him to install those same Vigrahas in the Puri Sri Kshetra. But the question is, what did Indradumna see when he opened the door? How did the Vigrahas look that were more complete than the completed one? It was the set of 3 Vigrahas and a Sudarshan Chakra. Vigrahas with big eyes, no hands, no neck, no legs, not even a proper body and head. Balabhadra, the white deity, mace and plough in hands, is Ananta Vasudeva, Sankarshana himself, placed at right. Bhuvaneshwari Vimala is Subhadra herself at middle with yellow complexion, and at left reside Lord Krishna in Dvibhuja form holding Shankha and Chakra in his transcendental dark complexion. Sri Kshetra has many dimensions. Vaishnavas find it as Earth's Vaikuntha, where Balram, Subhadra and Jagannath resides as the trinity of cousins. In Shaivism, Jagannath is Bhairava, with Shakti, Vimala Devi and Balabhadra as Karpura Gauram Shiva, guarding his wife's navel at Sri Kshetra. The Shaktas find the Trinity as the 3 forms of Mahamaya, Balabhadra as Tara, Subhadra as Bhuvaneshwari and Jagannath as Sakshat Dakshina Kalika. Buddhists worship Jagannath as the concept of Shunya. Jains believes him as one of the 24 Tirthankaras of Jainism. Sikhs consider him as the manifestation of Supreme, as mentioned in Guru Granth Sahib. Now see, a God who is not even a complete in form has so vast influence and vividity all over the globe. But all confusion ends at his name. He is Jagannatha. Whether you consider him as Vishnu, Kali or Bhairava, he remains constant. Jagannath is the collective term for this trinity. Whether you are Vaishnava, Shakta or Shaiva or Jain or Sikh or Buddhist, approach him in any form. Jagannath, the Lord of the tribals, is now in the mainstream society, where the family of Vishavashu, Vidyavati and Lolita got the chance for Lord's Nitya Seva, but the king is only called to broom before the chariot. This is nothing but his Leela. the Leela of the Poorna as Apurna, or I shall say the Poorna Tita. This is the story of Poorna Bramha, Jagannath, the Lord of Universe.